I'm sorry about the multiple interior videos, unlike the roof, which couldn't be avoided. But my battery exhausted. I bothered to put a new Nikon battery in this camera. Had a lot of faith in it, and it just wouldn't do that for me. So I don't know. I was just sitting there talking, and I don't know when it exhausted. I just looked down and the LED was dark. Windows is lower than. How many times you're going to hear this? Windows farther than 72 inches should not be closer than 24 inches to the floor. If you have trouble with these switches, they have switches behind them. The remote controls, they have switches behind them. Smoke alarms are in the minimum acceptable locations. Bedroom windows should not be higher than 44 inches for emergency egress. This is the main bedroom suite. So, and again, I don't know how long the other video went. I hope a lot of this is duplication. But when these windows, see the moisture in them? Alright, you can put solar screens on them, you can put shades on them. The vapor barrier is still compromised. You didn't fix them, you hid them. Now you don't lose any efficiency. This is how I realized I put my camera up here. So we got a swimming pool over here. We got a hot tub over here. It doesn't look like the party season started yet. So double pane vinyl frame. So when the seals go, you don't lose any efficiency, you don't lose any security. I mean, some people can say, oh, you lost some efficiency. No, you can't measure it. You know, they're ugly. They're ugly. And the Texas Real Estate Commission considers that the seals are broken. And that's a deficiency. And home inspectors, recognize that. Well, we need to. We need to if we want to stay on the good. If we want to stay on TREC's good side. So that's what that's about. And let's see, I don't think I got these over here. I'll try to hit them all. Representative samples. Some of them I just can't get to. And I'm over there at the windows and I'm hitting that. So it just kind of works. It works out a lot of times. Most ways. Most times. So the vapor barrier is compromised in some of these windows. And I like, I get the idea that they hit them. I get that. Kind of stiff. I did not get anything over here. I opened the doors. And I opened and closed those windows. And I got here. So as I'm moving on along, we're going to move downstairs. You don't know this. Maybe you can tell by the light coming through the windows. You don't know this, but this is might be one of the first videos that you're seeing. Look, I got some humps in the ceiling right in here. They might have had some water issues at one time or something. The texture just seems uneven. It's a good time. It's good to see the house in different light. But this is probably one of the first videos you're seeing, but I just want to say that this is my last video of the day, unless I run out of battery again. Exhausted the battery. So at this time, I would like to say, thank you very much. Thank you for your trust in your business and for tolerating my COVID policy. I mean, those things mean the world to my family and I. And I just want you to know that I really do appreciate that. So now this is also to my client. Anybody can reach out to me. Are you going to flush for us again? just doesn't like to flush. Anybody can reach out to me about home inspections and homes in general. But I'm talking about this home specifically, this report specifically. And this is to my client. If you've got any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, call me. You know I like to talk. You know, just you're very welcome to contact me at any time. And we can go through my notes, we can go through my library. I can call somebody that knows more than I do. But one way or another, I can see what I can do. I give you an answer. So please do that. Now, I see in the house in different light coming through here. And people do know more than me. Oh, yeah, they do. I can't see it as well as I could see it earlier. I took some still images, but you can see like dirt telegraphing through like the floor wasn't swept good enough, and then we got this kind of a hump in the floor right here, the way the light's going, because this vinyl fits very close to the floor, and things telegraph and they shoot through it. Now, that being said, I'm not an engineer. I have engineering equipment, but I don't do spec, I don't do tolerances, I do guidelines. And if I see something that's unusual, by collecting measurements, observing measurements, then I try to connect the dots. I try to see, where we have movement otherwhere. What I'm getting at is I measured the floor height elevation differential, and I wasn't getting 1 inch, but 1 inch of floor height elevation differential. The guidelines, because I use guidelines, the guidelines that I choose to use are no more than 1 inch in 20 feet and no more than 2 inches overall, and I'm getting 1 inch overall. Just so you know, that's the lowest corner, that's the second lowest corner. The highest, I think, was here in the pantry in that corner right there. So between the pantry right here I just keep trying to see the floor. And behind the door here, that's 1 inch floor height elevation differential, with this being the lowest and that being the highest. And every house is going to be like that. Every house is going to be like that. Those measurements are not alarming. If anything, you should find, a certain measure of comfort with those measurements. Not a guarantee, but, it should be comforting to hear that. This is where the laundry equipment is. This door does not have a spring. More inspector drama. Oh, I knew I wanted to say something. I did. Look here, this is the best example. Around this popcorn ceiling, I don't know if it's showing up, but you'll see it around some of them. When you see dust start collecting on your popcorn ceiling or any ceiling on the ceiling texture around the vents, that dust is coming from your evaporator coils. That's the only way it can get there. That's an indication. It's called a clue. If that's dirty, your evaporator coils are dirty. Your evaporator coils need to be cleaned. I saw where on the other inspection report, there's an inspection report that they had addressed some issues about a year ago. And they said, they indicated that they might have some floor tiles that they don't like the look. But that's a real fire. If this was a ceramic floor, that might be different. It might be different. But as it is now, it's wrong. As it is now, it's wrong. Let's see, I haven't been here. And the key's hiding in there. I went and dug a key out of my toolkit, my toolbox out of the car. Come in, I was bending all over there looking at it, and I'm like, well, that was a trip. Nice built-ins. One receptacle on these built-ins. No floor receptacles. So if you got an idea you want an end table with a lamp on it. It's not coming from a floor receptacle. Been here, windows, everything. I can lower them. Well, we've reached the end of the inspection report. Thank you. If you don't know it yet, you're going to have been very patient to have put up with all these videos. And if you think that I did you some good with the inspection report, with my service, if you think I did you some good, a good Google review is always appreciated by a small business person. It means a lot to us. So